In those days, King David ruled with strength and wisdom, but within his own household trouble grew. Absalom, his son, longed for power, and after years in exile, he was brought back to Jerusalem. As Absalom entered the city gates, the people whispered. They saw a young man, tall, handsome, with flowing hair and royal robes, a son of the king, yet restless for more.
Now Amnon, the son of David, loved his sister Tamar, the beautiful sister of Absalom. I am tormented with love for my sister Tamar. Why are you, the king's son, so haggard, morning after morning? Will you not tell me? I love Tamar, my brother Absalom's sister. Lie down on your bed and pretend to be ill. And when your father comes to see you, say to him, let my sister Tamar come and give me food to eat and prepare the food in my sight, that I may see it and eat it from her hand. So Amnon lay down and pretended to be ill. And when the king came to see him, Amnon said, please let my sister Tamar come and make a couple of cakes in my sight, that I may eat from her hand. Go to your brother Amnon's house and prepare food for him. So Tamar went to her brother Amnon's house, and he was lying down. She took dough, kneaded it, made cakes in his sight, and baked them. She took the pan and emptied it out before him, but he refused to eat. Send out everyone from me. Everyone went out. Bring the food into the chamber, that I may eat from your hand. No, my brother, do not violate me, for such a thing is not done in Israel. Do not do this outrageous thing. As for me, where could I carry my shame? And as for you, you would be as one of the outrageous fools in Israel. Now therefore, please speak to the king, for he will not withhold me from you. But he would not listen to her. Being stronger than she, he violated her and lay with her. Get up, go. No, my brother, for this wrong in sending me away is greater than the other that you did to me. But he would not listen to her. He called his young man who served him. Put this woman out of my presence, and bolt the door after her. So his servant put her out and bolted the door after her. Tamar put ashes on her head and tore the long robe she wore. She laid her hand on her head and went away, crying aloud. Has Amnon your brother been with you? Hold your peace, my sister. He is your brother. Do not take this to heart. So Tamar lived a desolate woman in her brother Absalom's house. When King David heard of all these things, he was very angry. But Absalom spoke to Amnon neither good nor bad. For Absalom hated Amnon, because he had violated his sister Tamar. After 2 full years, Absalom had sheep shearers at Baal-Hazor, near Ephraim, and he invited all the king's sons. Behold, your servant has sheep shearers. Please let the king and his servants go with your servant. No, my son, let us not all go, lest we be burdensome to you. But Absalom pressed him until he let Amnon and all the king's sons go. Command Amnon to come with us. Why should he go with you? But Absalom pressed him until he let Amnon and all the king's sons go. When Amnon's heart is merry with wine, I will say to you, strike Amnon down, then kill him. Do not fear. Have I not commanded you? Be courageous and be valiant. So the servants of Absalom did to Amnon as Absalom had commanded. Then all the king's sons arose, and each mounted his mule and fled. News came to David. Absalom has struck down all the king's sons, and not one of them is left. Behold, the king's sons have come. It is as your servant said. And the young man who kept the watch lifted up his eyes and looked, and behold, many people were coming by the way behind him. And as soon as he had finished speaking, the king's sons came and lifted up their voice and wept. And the king also and all his servants wept very bitterly. But Absalom fled and went to Talmai, the son of Ammihud, king of Geshur. And David mourned for his son day after day. So Absalom fled and went to Geshur, and was there 3 years. The spirit of the king longed to go out to Absalom, because he was comforted about Amnon, since he was dead. Now Joab the son of Zeruiah perceived that the king's heart went out to Absalom. So Joab sent to Tekoa and brought from there a wise woman, pretend to be a mourner. Put on mourning garments. Do not anoint yourself with oil, but act like a woman who has been mourning many days for the dead. Go to the king and speak thus to him. Save me, O king. I am a widow. My husband is dead. I had 2 sons. They quarreled in the field, and there was no one to separate them. One struck the other and killed him. And now the whole clan has risen against your servant, saying, Give up the man who struck his brother, that we may put him to death for the life of his brother whom he killed. And so they would destroy the heir also. Thus they would quench my coal that is left, and leave to my husband neither name nor remnant on the face of the earth. Go to your house, and I will give orders concerning you. On me be the guilt, my lord the king. And on my father's house, let the king and his throne be guiltless. Whoever says anything to you, bring him to me, and he shall never touch you again. Please let the king invoke the Lord your God, that the avenger of blood kill no more, and my son be not destroyed. As the Lord lives, not one hair of your son shall fall to the ground. Why then have you planned such a thing against the people of God? For in giving this decision the king convicts himself, inasmuch as the king does not bring his banished one home again. We must all die. We are like water spilled on the ground, which cannot be gathered up again. But God will not take away life, and he devises means so that the banished one will not remain an outcast. Do not hide from me anything I ask you. Is the hand of Joab with you in all this? As your soul lives, my lord the king, one cannot turn to the right hand or to the left from anything that my lord the king has said. It was your servant Joab who commanded me. It was he who put all these words in the mouth of your servant. Behold, now I grant this. Go, bring back the young man Absalom. So Joab arose and went to Geshur and brought Absalom to Jerusalem. Let him dwell apart in his own house. He is not to come into my presence. So Absalom lived 2 full years in Jerusalem without coming into the king's presence. After years away, Absalom returned to Jerusalem. Yet though the king allowed him back, David's heart was still wounded. He would not see his son's face. As Absalom entered the city gates, the people whispered. They saw a young man, tall, handsome, with flowing hair and royal robes, a son of the king, yet restless for more. Let him return, but he shall not see my face. And so, though Absalom lived in Jerusalem, he dwelt 2 years without seeing the king's face. Day by day, Absalom rose early and stood by the gates of Jerusalem. There the people of Israel came seeking the king's judgment. My lord, my land was taken unjustly. I seek the king's judgment. Your cause is just and true. But alas, the king has no one to hear you. If only I were judge in the land, then every man would come to me, and he would not go away empty-handed. May the Lord bless you, my prince. So Absalom spoke to all who came, flattering and embracing them, and he stole the hearts of the men of Israel. Still, Absalom's heart was restless. After 2 years he called for Joab, but Joab came not. At last Absalom set fire to Joab's field. Absalom, why have your servants set fire to my field? I sent for you, Joab. Twice I called, and you would not come. Take me to the king. Let him kill me if I am guilty. But I will not be hidden forever. And so Joab brought him before David. My father, here I am. If I have sinned, let me bear my punishment, but do not cast me away. My son, Absalom, my son. And the king kissed him. Yet Absalom's heart was already turned to ambition. After 4 years, Absalom sought leave of his father. Permit me, O king, to go to Hebron. There I vowed a vow to the Lord. Go in peace, my son. But Absalom went to Hebron to raise a rebellion. Long live Absalom, king in Hebron. Messengers spread through Israel, crying, Absalom reigns in Hebron. And the people's hearts were with him. My lord David, the hearts of Israel are with Absalom. Arise, let us flee. Make haste, lest none of us escape from Absalom. Barefoot and weeping, David left the city. His servants, his soldiers, his people, all followed after him. My king, the people mourn for you. The Lord will decide between me and Absalom. If I find favor, he will bring me back. If not, let his will be done. My king, the ark of God shall go with you. Number, return the ark to the city. If the Lord delights in me, he will bring me again to see it. But if not, let him do what seems good to him. And David went up the Mount of Olives, weeping as he went, his head covered, his feet bare, his heart broken. Meanwhile, Absalom entered Jerusalem with his men, and he sat upon his father's throne. Absalom, Absalom, long live the king. At last, the throne is mine. Let all Israel know. Absalom reigns in Jerusalem, but beneath the noise of triumph, whispers of betrayal stirred. For the throne of Israel belongs not to the strength of men, but to the will of God. Thus David fled before his son, yet the Lord was with him. For kingdom rise and fall, but the Lord alone is king forever. When David had fled from Jerusalem, a man named Shimei of the house of Saul came out, cursing him bitterly. Come out, you man of blood. The Lord has returned upon you all the blood of the house of Saul, and now the Lord has given the kingdom into the hand of Absalom. Why should this dead dog curse my lord the king? Let me go over and take off his head. What have I to do with you, sons of Zeruiah? If he curses because the Lord has said to him, Curse David, who shall say, Why have you done so? Behold, my own son seeks my life. How much more now may this Benjamite let him alone, and let him curse, for the Lord has bidden him. And David and his men went on the way, weary and mourning. Meanwhile, Absalom entered Jerusalem with Ahithophel, David's counselor. Now Hushai the Archite, David's friend, came to Absalom and said, Long live the king, long live the king. Is this your loyalty to your friend? Why did you not go with your friend? No, for whom the Lord and this people have chosen, his will I serve. With him I will remain. And so Hushai remained with Absalom to frustrate the counsel of Ahithophel. Give your counsel. What shall we do? Go into your father's concubines, whom he left to keep the house. Then whole Israel will hear that you have made yourself odious to your father. The hands of all who are with you will be strengthened. So they pitched a tent for Absalom on the roof, and he went into his father's concubines in the sight of all Israel. Now Ahithophel said, Let me choose 12,000 men, and I will arise and pursue David this night. I will come upon him while he is weary and discouraged, and I will strike down the king only, and I will bring back all the people to you, as a bride returns to her husband. The plan seemed right in the eyes of Absalom and all the elders of Israel. But Absalom said, Call Hushai also, and let us hear what he has to say. You know your father and his men, that they are mighty and enraged like a bear robbed of her cubs in the field. Your father is an expert in war. He will not spend the night with the people. Even now he has hidden himself in a pit or some other place. And when some of your men fall at the first attack, the word will spread. There has been a slaughter among the people who follow Absalom. Then even the valiant man whose heart is like the heart of a lion will utterly melt with fear. But my counsel is that all Israel be gathered to you from Dan to Beersheba, as the sand by the sea for multitude, and that you go to battle in person. The counsel of Hushai seemed better to Absalom and all the men of Israel than the counsel of Ahithophel. For the Lord had ordained to defeat the good counsel of Ahithophel, so that he might bring harm upon Absalom. Then Ahithophel, when he saw that his counsel was not followed, saddled his donkey, went to his home, set his house in order, and hanged himself. And David came to Mahanaim. Absalom crossed the Jordan with all the men of Israel. David mustered his people and set commanders of thousands and of hundreds over them. I myself will go out with you. You shall not go out, for if we flee, they will not care about us. But you are worth 10,000 of us. Therefore, it is better that you send us help from the city. Deal gently, for my sake, with the young man Absalom. And all the people heard the king give orders concerning Absalom. So the army went out into the field against Israel, and the battle was fought in the forest of Ephraim. The people of Israel were defeated there, and the slaughter was great on that day, 20,000 men. The forest devoured more than the sword. And Absalom happened to meet the servants of David. Absalom was riding his mule, and the mule went under the thick branches of a great oak. His head caught fast in the oak, and he was left hanging between heaven and earth, while the mule that was under him went on. Behold, I saw Absalom hanging in an oak. Behold, you saw him. Why then did you not strike him there to the ground? I would have given you 10 pieces of silver and a belt, even if I felt in my hand the weight of 1,000 pieces of silver. I would not stretch out my hand against the king's son. For in our hearing the king commanded you, and Abishai and Ittai, saying, Deal gently for my sake with the young man Absalom. On the other hand, if I had dealt treacherously against his life, and there is nothing hidden from the king, then you yourself would have stood aloof. I will not waste time like this with you. And Joab took 3 spears in his hand and thrust them into the heart of Absalom while he was still alive in the oak. And 10 young men who bore Joab's armor surrounded Absalom and struck him and killed him. Then Joab blew the trumpet, and the troops came back from pursuing Israel. And they took Absalom and cast him into a great pit in the forest, and raised over him a very great heap of stones. O my son Absalom, O Absalom, my son, my son. Then Joab came into the house to the king. You have today covered with shame the faces of all your servants, who have this day saved your life and the lives of your sons and your daughters, and the lives of your wives and your concubines, because you love those who hate you and hate those who love you. For you have made it clear today that commanders and servants are nothing to you. For today I know that if Absalom were alive and all of us were dead today, then you would be pleased. Now therefore arise, go out and speak kindly to your servants, for I swear by the Lord, if you do not go, not a man will stay with you this night, and this will be worse for you than all the evil that has come upon you from your youth until now. So the king arose and took his seat in the gate, and all the people were told, Behold, the king is sitting in the gate. And all the people came before the king, and all the people of Israel were arguing throughout all the tribes, saying, The king delivered us from the hand of our enemies, and saved us from the hand of the Philistines, and now he has fled out of the land from Absalom. But Absalom, whom we anointed over us, is dead in battle. Now therefore, why do you say nothing about bringing the king back? King David sent word to Zadok and Abiathar the priests, Say to the elders of Judah, Why should you be the last to bring the king back to his house, when the word of all Israel has come to the king? You are my brothers, you are my bone and my flesh. Why then should you be the last to bring back the king, and say to Amasa, Are you not my bone and my flesh? God do so to me, and more also, if you are not commander of my army from now on, in place of Joab. And he swayed the hearts of all the men of Judah as one man, so that they sent word to the king, Return, both you and all your servants. So the king came back to the Jordan, and Judah came to Gilgal to meet the king, and to bring the king over the Jordan. Shimei the son of Gera, the Benjaminite from Bahurim, hurried to come down with the men of Judah to meet King David. Let not my lord hold me guilty, or remember how your servant did wrong on the day my lord the king left Jerusalem. Do not let the king take it to heart, for your servant knows that I have sinned. Therefore, behold, I have come this day, the first of all the house of Joseph, to come down to meet my lord the king. Shall not Shimei be put to death for this, because he cursed the Lord's anointed? What have I to do with you, you sons of Zeruiah, that you should this day be as an adversary to me? Shall anyone be put to death in Israel this day? For do I not know that I am this day king over Israel? You shall not die. And the king gave him his oath.